Okay, I'm back. I'm back here in the flat after an exhausting and long weekend. I've got my coffee, I'm happy. Wow, what a weekend. Where do I start? First of all, thank you all so much for tuning in to my previous sort of vlogging. Pretty new to this, but it's been pretty awesome to meet everyone and keep everyone back home updated on what's going on here in Houston. So where do I start? So the event's ended now. It's pretty much day 4, day after the event. I had an amazing time. And I wanted to give you guys kind of a rundown from start to finish on what happened and how it went. So the event itself was split into sort of 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On the Friday, I went to a Swiss event, 512 players. They decided to split the event in 2 because there were so many people coming in. Bit of a problem with the queue. We couldn't really get everyone in on time. So that was unfortunate, but overall, the actual day went fairly smoothly. I think over the course of the weekend, the actual time lapse between rounds was a little bit long. So I think there were times where people were waiting about 30, even 40 minutes for the next round to start. So I guess a little bit of a negative, but you know, props to the staff. They're really professional and helpful throughout. I think there were some issues with the software. So, you know, nothing personal or negative really to say. I'm sure moving forward, there was lessons learned from that, and next events that they will run will be, I'm sure, 100% more smoother. So yeah, day 1, 512 events split in 2, managed to get 6 wins, played some awesome players, met some cool guys. I think I ended up playing a mirror 3 times, played a Lee-Sin deck, which was super cool. And yeah, I took my Kaiser deck, did really well with that. What I'm going to do is, unfortunately, my next point was going to cover the deck itself. I don't have my deck here to show you. I'll go over why in a moment. But I'll post a link, which we'll put on our YouTube link here, or I'll post it on my Twitter feed, and you guys can take a look. Got a bit of a twist on your usual Kaiser deck. So yeah, that was day 1. Managed to go 6-0. Got like 42 prize pool tickets because I split the last with my last opponent. So it's King Louis. Shout out to him, who traveled from Germany. Awesome guy. I've known him for a few months now. Great to meet him. And yeah, I managed to pick up a prize pool Metal Darius. Amazing, beautiful card. Unfortunately, I probably will be looking to sell this. So. And there is a reason why. I did want to save it and keep it, but unfortunately it looks like I might have to sell it to recuperate some funds. And that goes on to my next point, which is my deck itself. So yeah, I took a Kaiser deck. Again, I'll be posting a link in the comments, and effectively the main deck itself, outside of the norm, was I was running 2 Sky Splitters along with 2 Megamechs. And actually the Friday I decided to try this out. Now I heard and seen previous players like George from America, a fantastic player who I also met. Shout out to George, who's been on our podcast before. He played it in a recent event, I believe. I don't know whether he took it in Vegas or the one before, but yeah, he played a really cool version of that, and I decided to try it out, something a bit different to kind of catch people off guard with the Megamechs and the Sky Splitters. And it did really well on Friday. Unfortunately, in the main event, which is my next point, it didn't rock out too well. So yeah, the deck itself, unfortunately, Saturday evening, I crashed out. I was super tired because of a long day, and I left my deck box in the arena itself, the convention center. Realized that when I checked my bag the next day, it was missing. I had pretty much everything else except my deck box, which is not like me. Usually I would, you know, put stuff away, kind of check everything. I think I must have just been completely spaced out from a long day, getting up at 7 a.m. and I think I was done at the convention center about 8:30. So yeah, pretty rough end to the day. I did check with Lost and Found the next day, and unfortunately the guys didn't get anything handed in. So my fault, took the loss, kind of have to laugh it over, we move on, not the end of the day. Some people joke around and say, that Kai's deck didn't do very well, so I guess he just threw it out. But yeah, obviously, the big loss, I guess, was the runes. I had quite a lot of Nexus Knight runes, which I've been collecting over a few weeks, so I think that's the biggest loss. And of course, there's a few special edition sleeves in there. and some quite expensive cards, you know, Time Warp, Catherine Rain, 2 Kaisers. So yeah, bit of a loss there, but we move on. So yeah, going on to the next point itself. So the games itself, across the weekend, amazing games, really tight and really tough. You know, I was coming into this event pretty confident, especially after the Friday, going 6-0. And I had a bit of a reality check. There were some amazing players in that room. And I think each and every one of us there were vying for the top. I wanted to at least make day 2 and obviously do the guys back in the UK proud. Unfortunately, I didn't make it. I ended up 4-3. I will try and run over, I'll do a video in the future and run over the games. But long story short, I made a mistake. I had a big kind of judgment to make in one of my games, and I went with the wrong one. I was trying to read my opponent's cards. I was pretty much right. I assumed he had a Time Warp. He made a Time Warp play. I didn't think out of the 3 cards he had in hand, he had 2 Time Warps. And that cost me that game. It went to game 3, and then we timed out and I lost that game. And it kind of was a snowball effect, because then my next games, I ended up losing to a Darius Casino deck, which I wasn't really prepared for, going second. And yeah, that was pretty much me out after that. So really great guys though, really tough games. I played, you know, members of these teams from Flab, from Legends of Runeterra, who have all reached the sort of top 8 groups in those. So really, really tough games. Even after losses, I was playing some really tough games. So yeah, bit humbled there, but reality check, I'll take that on the head, and I learned a lot from my games. A little bit sort of moving on from that was the fact that I was very exhausted and tired, jet lagged. It does play into your kind of decision making, and you know, as you get older, little things like that really need to stay switched on. So I mean, from a perspective of going to my first ever big TCG event, I learned so much, and I'll hopefully take that moving forward. And yeah, see how I can do at the next events. But you know what? I took a win on Friday, happy with that. And then Saturday, crashed out 4-3. I dropped. I think I ended up 4-4. I forgot to actually click the drop button because I was so tired. I just went and had a American barbecue, Texas barbecue, sorry. And that goes on to my next point, the food here. Wow, amazing. If you guys haven't been to Houston, Texas, you have to try the Texas barbecue. There was a place not too far from here. I do not recall the name. But wow, amazing food. I think I posted up a picture or a video in a previous vlog. Such good food. They had these amazing grilled pork ribs. The brisket was like juicy and soft. The mac and cheese, unbelievable. I'm pretty sure I may have put some weight on while I'm here. But you know what, worth it. We had an amazing, we went to this burger shack yesterday. It was like a huge level up to Five Guys, like way better than Five Guys. I mean, for those that know me, I love a Five Guys burger, but this was just unbelievable. We also tried some really famous like Asian dumpling place. They made fresh steamed dumplings, and they make their flat noodles there. You can see them making it in the back. Szechuan noodles with the spicy chicken. Oh, it was so good. We actually went there twice because it was that good. So yeah, the food here, amazing. There was actually a food festival going on just outside the convention center, so I went and checked that out. That was great fun. But because of the long days, we didn't have too much time to really get to know the area, which is a shame because there's a lot to see. Unfortunately, I'd say the only negative with this place is, or Houston in general, it's quite a large city, so you really have to like drive around. We were doing a lot of walking around. We weren't really getting anywhere. Everything's kind of spaced out. But apart from that, beautiful city, amazing city, and amazing people. Everyone was really friendly, no issues at all. And going back to that with the staff there, I don't know if they're all from the local area, but they were brilliant, really friendly people, really helpful throughout. So big shout out to the riot staff, judges, etc. Amazing time. So yeah, moving on to what's next then. So I've got Orlando next week. So today I'm flying out in about 4 hours, I think. So I'm just enjoying a coffee while I can. I'm gonna relax, tidy up the place. The other guys have gone. So it's just me here. There was an earlier flight, which I probably should have booked, but I thought I'd be knackered from the day before. And actually, speaking of the day before, the final day, Sunday, I was going to do a side event, but I was pretty down about my deck box. So yeah, I kind of crashed out from playing, but I did manage to get the game developers to sign my playmat, which was awesome. So shout out to them, thank you so much. I met some amazing people. Orbital, a fellow caster who has been on Riftlab trials casting for us. Amazing guy who was hanging out with me. I met Plus from Runes and Rift, who runs all the online events. Awesome guy, a lot shorter than I thought, but nah, he's awesome. Yeah, and all the rest of you guys, Savij, met him face to face, amazing. I met George as well. I'm gonna probably have to miss quite a few of the names that I met, but you all know who you were. Really friendly, really lovely people. Shout out to you all. Made me feel really welcome here, and I will hopefully do the same if you guys visit Europe. If you ever come to a Riftbound event, whether it's a regional or one of our events that we will hopefully announce in the near future. Yeah, so thank you all so much for making me feel welcome here. It's been an amazing time, and I'm not going to let the loss of the deck box sort of hamper that. You know, that's on me, that's my fault. We move on. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone that I've met outside of the sort of famous online community members, just all of you in general that said hello. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. So yeah, on to Orlando then. So obviously I don't have a Kaiser deck, so I won't be playing that. Shock and horror. And of course we saw the winners and how the top 8 went. Fantastic play. A lot of, what was it, Annie? Which was surprising. I was quite surprised by the volume of Annie. I tell you what, I will put my hands up. I was one of the naysayers. I used to play Annie. That was like my first deck that I was playing like pretty intensely. And I just felt like it wasn't as good as I thought. It could have just been the way I was playing it. It could have been the pairings or whatnot. But yeah, we had an Annie winner. So I'll go back in my box and say, yeah, fair enough. That is a very strong deck. Do I think it's the best deck in the format? I still don't think it is. Me personally, I think MF Aurora is the best deck in the game. However, it is a bit of a casino, so I can see why it didn't win. However, if you look at the conversion rate, I was right. The MF Aurora did have the biggest conversion rate if you look at the numbers of players compared to the conversion to top 64. I believe there was 5 out of 55, so a pretty high conversion rate. So yeah, but unfortunately the sort of team members as part of I'm sort of part of a test group. None of us made day 2, but it was cool to meet them face to face. So yeah, that was really awesome. But there's going to be a few more joining us next weekend. So we're going to Orlando, and I'm going to be taking 2 decks, and one of them is going to be Yasuo. I do have my Yasuo deck here, so I will be bringing that probably on the Friday, and then I will put together something from what I have on the Saturday. I'm not sure what, whether it'll be, I've got an MF Aurora, I've got an Ari deck, I can borrow a deck I guess from some of the guys coming over, but I'm definitely going to be playing one of the days with Yasuo. I think it's going to be super fun. I don't expect to win, but I'll do as best as I can with Yasuo. So yeah, I think that's everything. If any of you do watch this and are in Orlando, I will be probably playing my other map this time. So I have a dark map. This is my white version, which is awesome. Shout out for Jacob for helping design this color. Yeah, I will be using that map, and hopefully if you guys do see me there, please come say hello. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on the travel sort of between now and then. And yeah, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try and answer them, and hopefully you'll be able to see me there. Otherwise, catch you guys soon. Thanks for staying tuned, and hope you have a good day.